Okay. If you, I hope everyone started installing Tosca. If not, please complete your installations and all today. With today's class, we will complete the theory part almost, and from tomorrow we will begin with the actual work and all. Like all the practical sessions will start from tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow we will discuss about the requirement section mostly. Okay?
Okay, Ramya.
Yeah, and let me open your single user environment. Yeah. So yesterday we discussed about some good to know topics from this section, like what is the project node that you have, how can you open different sections, and how can you dock them into new tabs and all, and how do we create perspectives. So these are some of the topics that we saw, and also we talked about different sections in Tosca as well. So today let us discuss about standard modules. So you heard me saying multiple times we need to import standard modules, or we need to make use of standard modules. So what are the standard modules and how are they actually useful to us? If you see in this standard module folder, again they have a segregation of three different folders. One is the T-box automation tools, the other one is the X engines, and the other one is the data management. Let's talk about each of them. Okay, if you look at this T-box automation tools, this is nothing but it consists of the all the automation work related standard modules. When I say that, the examples would be taking a screenshot, or else, creating a file, or verifying if a file is there or not, or else asking Tosca to wait for certain amount of fixed time. So all these operations, whatever we are doing, they are all related to the automation related activities, right? So those automation related activities are given in the sticky box automation tools. So let's open each of them and see. The first folder is the basic Windows operation. So if you see here, we have the first one as the take screenshot, the second one is the clipboard. What are these? Why do we use these? I'll show you one example for you. So I'm taking this T-box screenshot. In order to make use of this standard module, all you need to do is drag this standard module and drop it on a dummy test case. So this is the dummy test case and I dropped it over here. If you don't have the dummy test case, you can simply drag it and drop it on a folder. It will create a dummy test case for you. Okay. And I'll show you how do we use it. Simply click on this T-box take screenshot and see here, these are the parameters that you need to pass. Now you need to give some directory and you need to give some file name, so that when you run this, it will take a screenshot and save it in this particular folder with so and so name. Let us try it and see if it actually works. So what I do is, let me take the directory as my desktop, or else, yeah, this is my directory, and the file name I want is screenshot1.jpg. I don't know if it works. Let's see. So, and then just say run. See, it executed successfully. Always dock your scratchbook. Okay. Please don't forget that. Always dock your scratchbook. Now let's go to this directory and see. See, it has taken a screenshot for me. And the file name that if you observe here, it did not it gives screenshot 1.jpg, whatever I am expecting, underscore today's date time, and then it created a jpg file. Okay, so that means we should not mention the extension over here. That is what we can understand. So this is how easy to work with standard modules. That is the reason people always, like to work with them. And now, the next one is the T-box clipboard. What is this? Whenever you are copying things or cutting, pasting things and all, usually the data is copied to the clipboard. So in order to retrieve that data from the clipboard, we can make use of this standard module. The next one is send keys. Send keys is meant to, like, sometimes you may have to send some enter key or tab key or some function F3, F4 key, some different keys. It's not something what you type. So then you can send the keys, okay, like a keyboard strokes to that particular window using this standard module. The next one is window operation. Window operation is nothing but like what are the different operations that you can do. Closing a window, maximizing a window, minimizing a window. So all those sort of operations can be mentioned in the T-box window operation. The next one is T-box save as standard module. Whenever you want to download some file or whenever you want to upload some file, then you will make use of this T-box save as standard module. The next one is T-box dialog. You usually have some dialog windows. In order to steer these dialog windows and all, you can make use of the T-box dialog. Like OK button, cancel button, yes or no buttons, all these are present in the dialogs. So basically, if you see this Windows operation, these are nothing but all the automation tool related standard modules which are related to the Windows operations. The next one is the buffers operation. We will cover this once we discuss about the buffers and all. Might be by day after tomorrow or the very next day to it, we will discuss that. The next one is the expression evaluation. This is nothing but this standard module will help us to compare two expressions, whether like a plus b equals to c. Sorry, a plus b is there, whether a plus b is equals to b plus a or not, or else whether value 5 is less than 6 or not. So in order to compare any type of expressions and all, usually we use this expression evaluation folder, T-box evaluation tool standard module. The next one is file operations. In the file operations, you can see there are so many. The first one is the image compare, which will help us to compare two image files. The next one is the file existence, which will help us to verify if his file is present in certain folder or not. The next one is file compare, which will help us to compare two files. And the next one is delete file, which will help us to delete certain file, and copy file, which will help us to copy a file from one location to another location. Read or create file, which is meant to create some files in the required location and all. So all these are the file related operations, file related automation related operations here. The next one is folder, the same way, copying folder, delete folder and all. In the numeric, it is helpful for us to convert our numbers into decimals and all. So we have the T-box convert decimal. If you want some say decimal number, so that conversion can be done by using this. The next is process operations. This is one of the important standard module which will help you a lot if you are working on desktop applications. This will help us to kickstart the desktop applications and all. Is it clear till here, everybody? Any questions, any doubts?
No, Ramya. Is Raghu is
Yes.
asking about the expression.
Yes, Raghu.
Expression evaluation. Can you please repeat?
Okay, I'll show you an example for this as well. Just drag this, drop it here. This is how it will be. By default, the action mode is verify because here we are verifying something, and then the expression. For suppose 2 double equals to 4. See, it failed. And now if you look at the log, 2 double equal to 4 has been evaluated to false. That means 2 is not equal to 4. And now let us say not equal to and see if it really works. See, it passed because it has been evaluated to true. This is a very small example, but there is much more use with this standard module. Okay, it will
Got it.
return you true
Thank you.
or false. Any other questions?
Ramya, funny here.
Yes, funny.
Yeah, regarding for the expression evaluation, we can go for the less than or equals to and any of
Yes,
the.
any of the logical operators.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go on. The next folder is the resource handling. What is this resource handling is? Resources are nothing but the references to your files, right? So in order you can reuse these resources and all. So if you want to delete certain resources and all which are referencing your files and all, so those things you can make, you can delete by using the delete resource standard module. Usually we will not use it much in our real-time environment. You need not worry. The next one is the Selenium. If you want to start the Selenium server or run Selenium scripts and all, so these are the standard modules available. The last one is the timing. Timing is nothing but you can ask Tosca, wait for this much amount of time. So that can be achieved using T-box wait. Similarly, if you want to start counting your time, like you can start the timer and then you have to stop it, then you can make use of these standard modules. So these all standard modules are related to the automation tools. So that is the reason why they are present in the automation tools folder. Now let's go on. Let's see what is present in the X engines. We already, we yet did not discuss this topic. Usually in the architecture of Tosca, okay, if you observe, there is a concept called engines. So what do these engines do is like we have different engines in Tosca, like HTML engine, .NET engine, okay, JSON engine, XML engine, database engine, SAP engine. So whatever be the technology, we call it as an engine. Okay, and if there is some standard modules which are specifically related to these engines, that means if I say database engine, what would be my modules be? Connecting to database, running some statements, all these, okay, which are related to the database related work. So that sort of standard modules are splitted into those respective engines in the T-box X engines folder. Okay, so let us see some of them. And one example folder is what they gave us. So here they actually customized some standard modules and they created an examples and they gave us. Like they took an example of library and in that library you may have some resources, books. So how do we use them and all? They just gave an example for us here. And XML book and also one example for the JSON also they gave here. Okay, so these are the example standard modules. You need not worry about them. The next one is the parameter data. This is nothing but whenever you want to send certain parameter data and all, you can use this like, like certificate store data, verification data, Java key store data and all. You can make use of this parameter data. The next one is the database. This is the one which we use most of the times. Like whenever we want to, open connection, like open database connection, set that particular connection, and then close that connection. And if you want to run some SQL statements and all, in addition, we have some other expert modules also. So these are different standard modules from the database side. Like in the same way, from the HTML engine, executing some JavaScripts, opening the URLs, closing the URLs, okay, clicking on the screens, connecting to Chromium applications. So all these are some of the examples of the HTML related standard modules. File. If you observe, here we have a file. In T-Box automation tools also you have file operations. These are file operations. These are the file related standard modules, like opening some resources, file resources, saving them, opening a file, or saving some content to a file. All this can be done through the file related standard modules. The next one is the XML. All XML related standard modules, like creating XML files, signing an XML resource, verifying XMLs, evaluating the XPath and all. Okay, saving XML files, all these can be done over here. JSON, the same way, like creating, opening, saving, all JSON related standard modules. The next one is the mail. Here you have connections to two servers basically. One is the Exchange server and another one is the mail server. Depending upon your mail configuration, you have to choose which server you fall into, and accordingly you can connect to the mail as well. And if you have an Outlook, then usually if you are having a licensed version of Tosca, and if you request them, they will give you a separate standard module set for the Outlook, and that standard module set they call it as outlook.tce file. The next one is the mobile. Mobile will help us to all the standard modules related to the mobile application testing. Like, do you want to swipe on screen, draw on screen, switch some apps, send text inputs, all these things. These are the SAP related standard modules. Same as Java related standard modules. Excel related standard modules, like running an Excel macro, or opening Excel sheet, closing it, and playing with the range that is given and all. So all these are the Excel related standard modules. This is the PDF one, which will help us to compare two PDF files here. And these are the host related standard modules. Like if you want to change the host sessions, or if you want to send some keys to your host and all. So those things can be done in the host related standard modules. So this is all about the T-Box X Engine standard modules. Any questions, any doubts? No?
Ramya, coming for automation tools,
Yes.
in that there is the source for the timing, right?
Yes.
In the timing, there is a three options like a waiting and a start time and the stop time.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the waiting, see if if we want to set some of the engine, some of the website or anything, can we give the time? It should have to open within 0.02 seconds, or how we can mention the wait time there.
Yeah, we will see it in our test cases.
Okay,
Give me
okay,
3 4 days time.
okay, okay, okay.
Okay, now we are just discussing the basics. We will again use all this, most of these standard modules in our test cases and see the examples.
Okay, okay. I mean that it is the source that we can keep the timing right. It should have to open within
You
1 minute
should,
or 30
and
seconds,
the
or like that.
timing in Tosca is actually given in the form of milliseconds.
Okay,
So
okay,
if you want Tosca to wait for 3 seconds, you
okay,
should give the value as 3000.
okay, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Now, I have one question for all of you. Should we remember this folder structure whenever we want to use some standard modules?
Yes.
Mm,
Yes, no,
Yes.
no. You
no.
need not remember the folder structure.
Yes.
Why so?
Okay, I will tell you. There is a shortcut here actually. After
Okay.
creating the test cases, there is a shortcut so that it will retrieve you not only standard modules, all the modules that are present. I'll show you. So this is my test case that I created now, right? So see, there is a plus icon here. So if I click on this plus icon, the shortcut key is Control T. T for Thailand. Okay, Control T is the shortcut. You can just simply type. For suppose I don't know where I want to go, but I want to close my browser. Simply say close. See, all close related standard modules are listed here. Okay. I want to open some URL. Say open. All open related standard modules are listed here. All you need to do is just double click on them. It will open. That's all. This is that easy. Is it clear now?
Yes, Ramya.
Yeah. And the last folder that we can see here in the standard modules is the test data management. People call it as TDM, test data management. Okay. It consists of two folders again. One is TDM folder, that is always this is the legacy applications test data management that is available. This is mainly created using the classic framework. If you notice, there is a difference in the icons here. I'll show you. Look at this icon which you can see here beside library, and look at this icon which you can see here beside TDM create object. There is a small line that is present, right? Whenever you see this small line that is present, that is actually a object map. That means it has been created by using the T-box wizard, sorry, Tosca wizard, and it is a classic object map. Using the classic framework, we created it. How else can we know the difference other than the icon? If you look at this standard module and look at the properties of this, you know how to open your properties. Yesterday we discussed it. This is how they look like. It will say you, is T-box module true? Yes, this is a T-box module. And look, this is how the properties for the X module will be. And if you see the classic module, this is how it looks like. It doesn't have anything like is T-box module and all present. See, these are having a different set of properties basically. Okay, and these are, and if you observe, the name also ends with object. Create object, find single object, and all. Not only this object, actually these are the object maps they call it. Okay, the naming, it can be anything. I can create anything as per my wish, not about the my names and all. Okay, and all these are the classic framework related standard modules. What is this test data management is? Test data management will help us to manage our test data and all. If you are having huge test data, Tosca will help you to create a database in the cloud and manage your test data over there. So that can be done by using this test data management services. Okay, this is the classic one. In the same way, for the same thing, the latest is the T-box. That is done by using test data service. Here, we actually call everything in the form of objects and like attributes and all. In the test data service, this is the one which we are using most of the times. Here we call everything in the form of records. Okay, and these are the again the normal T-box modules. Is it clear to everybody? Any questions? Any doubts? Okay. Yeah, I have one question for you. Until now, we discussed about so many standard modules. Like what are the different automation tools we have? What are the extension concepts that we have? What are the test data management concepts that we have and all? So among these, all these, like if I ask you, list me some of the standard modules which are helpful to you, then can anybody list out some 5 modules? This is one of the interview question, like list me some of the standard modules which you use in your day-to-day life.
Windows operation.
Yeah, Windows operations we use, wait time we use,
Just open URL.
open
Close.
URL, close browser.
Screenshots.
Yeah, screenshots, database related ones if we are
Buffer
working with the
operations.
database, right? And what else do we have? Most of the times, yeah,
Conversion.
expression evaluation also, and file operations if you want to verify if a file is there or not. Comparing things, PDF compare we have, file compare we have, image compare we have.
Ramya, we can say test data management also in
Yeah, you
interviews.
can say yes, yes.
But almost we need to say the this
See,
module
when
the team.
you are when you are saying the standard module name, you need not say it in a perfect way. Like you need to say like TDM create object, but still you can say that yeah, there is a standard module which will help us to create the objects and all. Some very rarely people will be specific about the names, but most of the times if you know some part of the name, it is okay. If you know the concept why we use it, it is okay, we are done. Because you saw here, right, we can just type some part of the name and it will fetch us the data.
Okay, Ramya. Thanks.
Yeah, so this is all about the standard modules. Any questions, any doubts still if you have any? No? Okay, cool. So with this, I will stop today's topic, and from tomorrow, I will send you a new meeting invitation. Please join via the new meeting invitation. Okay. And from tomorrow, we will start the actual automation as well. Please complete your installations if you did not do that. Can you explain legacy? Prashanti, when we say legacy, it is nothing but the old applications like mainframes applications and black and green screen applications and all come under this legacy category. So in order to maintain the test data for those legacy applications, if you want to scan those legacy applications, you will be making use of the classic framework. If this is a normal application, you will make use of the T-box framework. When we say classic framework, again the same story repeats. We usually create object maps. We will not create the modules for it. So here we have the object maps, standard object maps that are present for all the legacy applications test data management. Means these modules are created by using the Tosca wizard. Okay, classic framework. And these are the T-box modules, and these are created by using the T-box framework. So if you want to use the legacy one, like the old type of test data management, then go for test data management legacy. If you want to use the latest one for your test data management, then come to test data service. You can use anything. That is the reason they are giving you 2 options. Whatever your application is using, accordingly you will use the standard modules required. Is it clear now? Yeah, cool. So this is all about standard modules. Let's meet again tomorrow. Okay, and tomorrow we will start the actual automation. Let's start with the requirements tomorrow. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye.
Ramya, thank you all.